Straight ahead on 12 News, Plymouth dedicates a new memorial to honor veterans.
Anytime you honor the veterans who've sacrificed so much, it's a good thing.
Then, thieves wipe out a scout troop's supply of camping gear. But first, remembering a local doctor who was struck by a car on his nightly run. 12 News starts right now. Hello everyone. Plymouth police say it was an unfortunate accident that killed a cardiologist while he was out for a run.
The Plymouth man was hit by a car as he tried to cross Vicksburg Lane Thursday evening. 57-year-old Dr. Brian Liu was hit by a car driven by an 80-year-old woman from Loretto. It happened about a mile and a half from Liu's Plymouth home. According to police, Liu was out jogging and trying to cross eastbound over Vicksburg Lane to a trail near 25th Avenue.
There was up to 3 vehicles that maybe had attempted to stop to allow him as if he was in a crosswalk, but a 4th vehicle did not see the jogger trying to cross, and the pedestrian then, or the jogger then, was struck.
Liu was a cardiologist at North Memorial for many years before joining the University of Minnesota Physicians Network in 2007. Colleagues remember Liu as a skilled doctor with a strong sense of responsibility.
The best thing I think you can say about a doctor when they take care of patients is that, they take care of them as it was their own family, and I think that's how he took care of patients.
Liu leaves behind a wife and 2 sons. Police do not expect to charge the driver.
A Boy Scout troop in New Hope is wondering who would steal their trailer filled with camping supplies.
It was actually in the back spot over there behind the light post, just out of the way of general traffic for the church.
Members of Scout Troop 751 noticed the trailer missing from its parking spot at St. Joseph Parish Church last week, and it was taken sometime between June 15th and the 22nd, and now they're asking for help finding it. Inside was everything Boy Scouts would need for camping: tents, tarps, even a mobile kitchen.
I don't know who took it or why, but I'm hoping that when they realize the contents inside, who steals from a group of Boy Scouts? This is used equipment. I don't think it's going to have a lot of resale value or monetary value, but for us, it's invaluable.
The trailer is a white 6-foot by 12-foot trailer. The trailer itself is insured, but the contents were not. The Scouts have started fundraising to replace what was stolen.
One of Minnesota's largest banks is making a move to Plymouth.
Officials got a look inside the building that TCF Bank is renovating. It will bring hundreds of workers to the city every day.
And we have nearly 300, 285, something of that nature, in our contact center that's already here.
That's only a start. The new TCF headquarters on Xenium Lane in Plymouth will be home to 1,700 workers, consolidated from 7 other office locations in a move designed to improve efficiency.
So as you might imagine, moving 1,700 employees from a variety of different offices in Plymouth, St. Paul, Fridley, Minnetonka, and Wayzata was no easy task.
A tour showed much of the building is ready, with sparkling fresh hallways and contemporary workstations. And as the work continues, the rest of the 1,700 will arrive between August and the end of the year.
By the end of the year, we will fill 400,000 square feet in the Plymouth Corporate Center.
Many of those workers are used to commuting on public transportation.
We heard early on that transportation was going to be a key concern for all of our employees.
And to get them to Plymouth, the city has agreed to expand the reverse busing commute from Minneapolis to the new headquarters. And having that many new workers in the city should provide an economic boost.
Not just the number of jobs, but just having TCF headquartered here in Plymouth, I think that's very exciting for us. Of course, 1,700 jobs coming into our community is always important and really adds to our strong economy.
24 medical technology companies already have a presence in the city, and officials say the addition of TCF's headquarters should help broaden the job base.
We do have a focus on some med tech and manufacturing, so having banking headquarters here I think really makes it multifaceted and really gives us a good base of jobs throughout our community.
The bulk of the employees start coming in August. Other news, police say it happens every summer. Dogs are left in hot cars when the temperatures get dangerously high.
As Cassie Bonstrom reports, it's not only lethal to the dogs, but it can get you in trouble with the law.
on a hot summer day. The last place you want to be stuck is in a vehicle with closed windows and no air circulation. Unfortunately, though, it happens all too often. We found this dog at Weaver Lake Beach in Maple Grove, left in the closed bed of a truck for more than 90 minutes. We immediately called police. When police checked the temperature inside, it was already 94 degrees.
It absolutely can be fatal.
Veterinarian Laura Elliott reminds her clients every summer about the dangers of leaving pets in cars.
In a locked car, so windows up, no sort of airflow, air circulation, the temperature in the car can go up as high as 120 degrees in about 20 minutes.
She says a dog's first response to hyperthermia is panting.
Panting heavily is definitely distress.
But that in itself can cause additional problems.
You can't get enough oxygen in, so that's going to absolutely affect just their ability to get oxygen to the rest of the tissues.
If you come across a dog suffering from hyperthermia, Dr. Elliott says getting him lukewarm water is most important.
You can soak a towel, you can put that around their neck, put it in their sort of axillary or their armpit region because there's less fur there, areas where you can try to cool them down.
Maple Grove police have received 9 complaints in 2015 about animals left in cars.
Typically we see more of these calls come in the summertime.
And fortunately, most situations like the one at Weaver Lake have happy endings. But police say it's simply not worth the risk.
More often than not, it's just a few minutes and the dog or cat is typically not in danger, but like I said, it only takes minutes for those circumstances to change.
In Maple Grove, I'm Cassie Bonstrom, 12 News.
The dog at Weaver Lake was transported to the local animal shelter. His owner was issued a citation. The weather is cooler today, but some residents in the northwest suburbs are checking for damage after 2 rounds of severe weather moved through the area Monday. Plymouth viewers sent us these shots of the quarter-sized and close to golf ball-sized hail that came down Monday afternoon and then again Monday evening. Parts of Maple Grove also reported getting hit with pea-sized hail.
The weather cleared in time for the dedication of a key part of the Hildy Performance Center in Plymouth. And as Neil Persley explains, the city unveiled a new Veterans Memorial.
Anytime you honor the veterans who've sacrificed so much, it's a good thing.
Storms had come through earlier, and the skies looked threatening again as the city of Plymouth gathered at the northwest corner of the Hildy Events Center to dedicate Plymouth's Veterans Memorial. Ken Etto's name is on the wall. He served in the Marines' 1st Division as a combat engineer and spent 1967 in Vietnam.
We're just doing our job and defending our country in our minds and hearts. And it would have been nice if we got the 100% support like World War II veterans, but we didn't do that, so we did the best we could, and luckily I came back.
Vernon Peterson's name is, at the present, the last name on the wall. He, along with his 2 brothers, served in Korea. His brother David is etched above his. His brother Vincent's name will be added in August.
We're probably the only ones that have 3 there, and we were all in Korea at the same time during combat.
All 3 made it home. Norman Theodore Peterson served in Europe during World War II. Mrs. Peterson attended the dedication with her family.
He went through the minefield and, got rid of them. And then they said to blow up the bridge. Germans were coming. Then he got back to his unit and they were all gone. They'd been all killed. It was a terrible war.
Bev Hansen's brother Bob served 2 years in the United States Army.
He almost drew straws. Was he going to Vietnam or was he going to Germany? And he got Germany, which he was very pleased about.
It was a time for remembering and reflection, a dedication of honor for the many who have served our country.
It's a good thing they did it, because it reminds people what we went through.
Neil Persley, 12 News.
All right, thank you, Neil. Still ahead, easier access to a healthy lifestyle.
And in sports, summer lacrosse action as a Wayzata boys team lights up the scoreboard.
But first, your AccuWeather forecast.
Living an active lifestyle is one way experts say you can fight obesity and improve your overall health.
In Brooklyn Park, efforts are underway to make that easier to do. And in today's Health Check, Elaine Cleveland has more on what the city's doing and how people can help.
If you visit Brooklyn Park's north side, walkers and bikers aren't in short supply.
Yeah, I try to walk every day, like 4 miles for my heart. I had a heart attack in 2006, so I do it for my heart.
I like that I can go a long ways.
Living an active lifestyle is much easier to do when you have access to sidewalks and bike paths.
I would say that this seems like this is maybe something kind of special for the northern part of Brooklyn Park. I don't know that a lot of people from the southern part of the city are taking advantage of these.
Shelley Corby is referring to the Rush Creek Regional Trail, a path so popular, even birds use it. Rush Creek Regional Trail, right off of Noble Avenue here in Brooklyn Park, is considered one of the success stories for active living in the city. But go to other parts of Brooklyn Park and there are plenty of opportunities for improvement.
A perfect example is right here where we have a sidewalk along 76th Avenue that just stops. And then you can see there's a cow path, basically, so you know people are continuing to walk here.
Other abrupt stops exist throughout the city. That's one reason why Brooklyn Park has partnered with Hennepin County on a bike and pedestrian study aimed at filling in those missing pieces.
If you have trails and sidewalks for folks to use, it's easier for them to get out and go for a walk and be active and just in their everyday living.
The consulting firm Community Design Group is leading the way. 2 weeks ago, they were at a light rail meeting in Brooklyn Park to gather ideas.
Well, we're trying to make it so that it's easy, convenient, and comfortable for people that live in Brooklyn Park to reach the Blue Line.
Which means making it easier to walk and bike to not just transit stations, but commercial destinations and other parts of the city as well. Making that happen will require patience.
That's why we do what we do. It's awfully fun.
In Brooklyn Park, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
The bike and pedestrian study has to be wrapped up by the end of October, and you can share your ideas online or at a community meeting in Brooklyn Park at the Brooklyn Park City Hall on July 23rd. Coming up, the Minnesota Orchestra gets tuned up for music outdoors.
And catch up with a former Champlain Park hockey star in our first edition of The Next Level, coming up next in sports.
As we hit the end of June, we're heading down the stretch of the regular season for summer baseball teams. Osseo meeting Elk River in District 7 VFW play. In the top of the third, Osseo's Caden Wiles works out of a bases-loaded jam. He induces a bouncer to third. Adam Lanners bobbles it briefly, but still has plenty of time to get the force play. And in the bottom of the third, Andrew Fetzik up for Osseo, and he lays down a nicely placed bunt here. The throw to first sails high. Tim Lavin and Josh Roiger come around to score on the play to give Osseo a 2-0 lead. Same inning, and with Matt Bezdacek at bat, the pitch is wide. Fetzik dashes home to stretch the Osseo lead to 3-0 through 3 innings. And some solid defense helps to keep the Elks off the board. Shortstop Fetzik makes a nice play on a slow grounder to get the out at first, and Osseo takes a 5-0 win. The high school lacrosse season ended a couple of weeks ago. Some future varsity players battled in summer league play as Wayzata took on Anoka in U15 boys action. Braden Nelson gets it to Andrew Solly for the quick shot and goal, and Wayzata goes up 2-0. Later in the first quarter, Alex Pierce takes the pass, turns, and goes low with the shot here to score. The Trojans grab a 3-0 lead after a quarter. Second quarter, and Pierce takes a return pass from Patrick Leonard, and he'll line up the shot to score, and it's 4-0 Wayzata. Nelson sets up Solly for the shot from the left side later in the second quarter, giving Wayzata a 7-0 lead heading into halftime. Third quarter, and Luke Getz is on the run, and he leaps and buries the shot. Wayzata rolls to a 14-3 win before the weather took a turn for the worse. Champlain Park graduate Brandon Jaeger backstopped the University of Wisconsin-Stevens Point men's hockey team to 2 straight Division III finals and helped that program reestablish itself as a national power. Jason Malillo profiles him in our first Next Level of the summer.
Brandon Jaeger played 4 seasons at Wisconsin-Stevens Point and is the program's all-time leader in saves, wins, shutouts, games played, and games started by a goalie.
Coming in as a freshman and then, my freshman class all the way to our being seniors, we've really kind of changed the culture of this program to, a powerhouse in the nation and being one of the top teams. And it's been pretty cool to see the transformation of, how the program started when Coach Brooks and our freshman class came in, and then, how it's ended up here by the end of my senior year.
Jaeger graduated from Champlain Park High School in 2008. In his senior season, Jaeger led the Rebels to 16 wins, most ever in school history. Following high school, Jaeger played junior hockey, including 2 years with the Wenatchee Wild of the North American Hockey League. It was a crucial detour for Jaeger, helping to raise his game to a new level.
I was able to travel the whole country as a 18, 19-year-old, which is a really special experience. So I was in Kansas playing juniors for a year, and then out in Washington State for 2 years playing juniors. So you really get to see the country, and you just get to focus on hockey. You're not in school or anything. So it's a pretty cool experience, and it's a great time to work on your game and really develop as a player and a person.
While playing juniors, Jaeger also joined what might be the most exclusive club in all of sports. In a 2011 game for Wenatchee, Jaeger didn't just stop the other team from scoring goals, he scored one of his own.
It's always been my dream to score goals. So back in juniors, we were up by 2 goals, I think, against Dawson Creek, and it was at home, so it was an awesome experience. They pulled their goalie, and I was able to launch it over everybody into the empty net, and my whole team came out and celebrated with me, so it was a really special moment.
Following a great run in the 1990s, Stevens Point had some down years, but national runner-up finishes in 2014 and 2015 make it clear the Pointers are a program on the rise, and a big reason for that ascension is Brandon Jaeger. Jason Melillo, 12 Sports.
Jaeger got an offer to play professional hockey a few hours after his team lost in the national title game on March 30th. He got a phone call from the Missouri Mavericks of the East Coast Hockey League on the bus ride back to Stevens Point, and less than 24 hours later, he was in a Mavericks uniform. In his only start for the Mavericks, he posted a 5-3 win. So great to see him doing so well beyond high school and beyond college now, too.
Absolutely. Thanks a lot, Jay. We'll be right back. The 43rd Annual Music in Plymouth gets underway on Wednesday.
The Minnesota Orchestra is back to headline the event. That's a rehearsal there from 2012. The rehearsals this year are done. The orchestra is ready to play some familiar classics as well as new music from upcoming concerts. And this year, a new conductor will lead the orchestra, and it's something that they look forward to.
So it's great to bring the orchestra out of our beautiful orchestra hall and play for the community that we're here to serve. So it's always a joy to play for thousands and thousands of people.
And there will be thousands and thousands outside. The music starts around 5:30 on Wednesday, with the Minnesota Orchestra taking the stage about 3 hours later at 8:30. And stake out your spot early,
Yes,
right? They
that's
always
right.
do.
Such a great event over there in Plymouth.
That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We'll see you back here tomorrow. Community Corner is coming up next.